Real women don't lead their men, cuz, at all. Cuz they know what? They know the future.
When you want relationship advice, who do you go to? Is your answer Rasheeda and Kirk from Love and Hip Hop? Because they have some advice for you.
Could you guys give our roommates some advice on how you keep the love alive? Obviously, you guys have been through some ups and some downs, but still together. So, what is the secret here?
What you would say the secret is? What you find?
I mean, the secret would be you got to understand you're going to deal with a lot of criticism from people telling you how you should be in a relationship. And I don't think people understand me and Rasheeda have been married 25 years. You know, first of all, we best friends. We're friends first. And, we could talk about a lot of things, but you got to have a friendship and you got to understand everything ain't going to be perfect. Talk to your grandma, your grandpa, and figure out how these relationships make it because it's about a team here. You need I always say you need a day and a night. You need a plus and a minus. So it's the team. Yeah, so it's like a team thing, and that's what we do. We work as a team, I get beat up a lot, but it is what it is.
What about for you, Rasheeda? Because you put us through some things. Okay, so what is that for you on your allegedly?
Okay, so
Wow. Apparently, sound words of advice from people married for 25 years. 25 long years. Now, I took this video from the Shade Room. And if you see in that video, there is a comment under there from Scrappy. Scrappy recently went through a divorce with his wife, Bambi. And here's what he had to say.
Nah, Rasheeda ain't never leaving Kurt. Like, I talked to Rasheeda and Yandy last night. Them mother ain't never leaving them, man. They real women. Real women don't lead their men, cuz, at all. Cuz they know what? They know the future. The future is go far and beyond these weak they lead they want to be on their own. They think they strong. Okay, be strong. You feel what I'm saying? Be on your own. Raise all your kids. Do everything.
Weak leave. Oh my God. It's so much to unpack there. First of all, I don't know who is getting their marriage advice from Rasheeda and Kirk. I think Scrappy is expressing his feelings because he thought that he had a woman he could drag through the mud and she decided to get off the bus and he's so upset because just like Kirk, Scrappy got a baby outside his marriage. The difference is Bambi decided to go. Now listen, I'm not here to argue who is perfect and who was wrong in the relationship and who did this and who did that. I'm talking about real women stay. Real women stay. How do we feel about that statement? Real women stay in their relationships regardless of what it is because they know what the future holds. What's the future? What's the future with a man who does not have enough discipline to keep his private parts to himself and his wife? The future will look like a whole lot of stepkids, like a whole lot of ghetto twins. You know what a ghetto twin? I recently learned what a ghetto twin is. A ghetto twin is when children have the same, like fathers have children with two different mothers and they are born within the same time frame. So their ages are very close. So they're basically, twins. And this is not a new thing, but I believe that we have normalized cheating so much that men look down on you for not staying with them or agreeing to the cheating. Like, cheating is apparently something that every man must do once they are a man. And they're really trying to convince us that that is the case. Like, we have no choice but to have a man who cheats on us. And there are so many of us who actually believe it. I don't understand why womanhood is centered around so much sacrifice, hurt, and pain, and loss. And in order to prove that you're a real woman, you have to go through the trenches. You have to be with this man and deal with all the physical abuse, the emotional abuse, the financial abuse, sexual abuse. All of it, you have to go through it without complaining, with a smile on your face, making all the meals, making sure that the home is clean and tidy, and making sure that the children are fed and bathed and groomed, and you just do everything and sacrifice your joy and happiness for everything just to prove that you're a real one. And what do you get in return? What do you get in return for doing all of those things? You get to say that you have a man. Wow, the payoff, it's not really, the payoff isn't really giving to me. I have a man, he treats me like trash. you get to say that you have a man though. Like it's not balanced, and I cannot ever encourage a woman to do something like that. Remember that men stand to benefit a lot from having a woman who stays. So that is why the messaging is that real women stay. They stand to have somebody in their corner regardless of whatever foolish mistakes they make. There's always somebody to pat them on the back and tell them that it's fine, meet all their needs. Let us be very real to remember that if you were ever to make the same mistake, the real man would leave. The man is leaving. He's a real man. And real men don't stay, but real women stay. Oh, okay. And then we're talking about like grandparents. We have to look at our grandparents and see why their relationships last. Why did their relationships last? Why do we operate as if we don't know what was happening back then? And why feminism is a thing today? They had no choice. They had no choice but to stay. Where were they going to go? What were they going to do? They needed a man to do anything at all. They stayed because they thought being the operative word, that they had no better options. That's why those relationships lasted. Some of you, your grandfather isn't even your grandfather because nothing in this world is free. You thought you were just going to have a great time and women were just going to sit there. No, didn't happen. Not encouraging cheating from any party. But let's be real. I don't know why you guys thought that was going to happen. It's almost like women are conditioned to believe certain things in our society, not just today, but for a very long time. And this is why I always try to encourage each and every one of us, myself included, to develop, to build, to nurture yourself in such a way that you realize that your worth is not linked to any man. The women of yesteryear have fought so that we don't particularly need men to survive. Back then it seemed like women needed men to survive just to get by. And they have made it so that we don't need men to survive. I'm not saying we don't need men overall. And I'm not saying that from a place of, oh, men are trash and we need... No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if you realize that you're constantly being disrespected in your relationship, I want you to understand that there is no reward at the end of that for staying. There is no reward for sacrificing your happiness for your whole life, your joy, your peace of mind, your ambitions, just to say that you stood by a man. Once there is messaging telling women that real women stay, that they are weak for leaving men, there will always be me in the background letting you know that you are not. That's not how you prove that you're a strong woman. I'm not talking about regular disagreements that people have within their relationships. And contrary to what these people want you to believe, a cheating husband is not a regular disagreement. It shouldn't be. I don't know why we make cheating seem as if it's something that is so normal and regular, and it's almost like we're conditioned to believe that once you have a man, you will have a cheating man. That is not the norm. We should not accept that as the norm. Do you realize that cheating is the one thing in the Bible for those of us who are Christian? Let me not say religious because there are many other religions that exist, but for those of us who are Bible believers, cheating is, I think, the only reason that is cited in the Bible for grounds for divorce. It's not a normal thing. So why is it that now everybody wants us to believe that cheating, only on the part of the man, by the way, never on the part of the women? Don't ever believe that staying with a man proves anything to anybody. It only proves that we need to work on our self-esteem and love ourselves a lot more. Real women don't stay. Real women have enough dignity to know when it's time to leave. Anyways, later.